Hey, what's going on, beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy. Thanks so much for taking a little bit of time into your day to hang out with me. I really appreciate it. Rocking my Mandalorian shirt that I got, which I really love. But in today's video, we're going to be chatting about Commander Legends. And for some reason, I feel like this set came out, I feel like the spoilers ended a lot earlier than I feel like they normally do, which was kind of strange. So, I don't know. Maybe just, I feel like I've been so, because I haven't seen anyone, it just feels really out of it with Magic and stuff. I haven't played Magic, I'm sure a lot of us. So it's just been it's been a very strange time. But in today's video, I want to chat about Commander Legends, and pretty much how I'm going to be talking about this set is just kind of general overview of it, and then talking about cards that I myself am personally excited for, cards I want in my decks. So I'm not talking about a lot of cards that I'm just happy to see those reprints, to be honest, because I feel like when my list gets a little bit big like this and I think I'm talking about 12 cards or so, which might not sound like a lot, but I feel like it can kind of get a little bit lengthy if I'm talking about them for a little while. So I just want to make sure that I'm conscientious of time in these. So I'm not talking about this one card, it's so great that it got reprinted or whatever, because I'm happy for this people, but this is just stuff I'm excited about, if that makes sense. But let me know if you guys want me to talk about those in the future, because I can definitely break this video down and talking about different things. But like I said, I personally like to talk about it in the angle of cards I'm excited about and cards I want to put in my commander decks. Yeah, I think that's everything. Let's hop into first, the overview of the set. Yes, we did buy a box, which we're very excited about. I don't remember where. Paul bought it online somewhere, and I don't remember where. But we think we got it for, maybe 100 or 90. It was, one of those, which I thought was really good. So, really excited to crack this open. It's been a while since we've cracked a box open, because we didn't open double masters. So, I'm really excited to do this. I think the set is overall pretty cool. I like the concept of this set. I like that there was a safe space to pre-print cards without worrying about the impact of standard, which I feel holds Wizards back a lot of times from printing really powerful cards, which I get. But at the same time, I feel a lot of people say that standard is kind of ridiculous and has a bunch of dumb broken cards in it. So who am I to really say? But yeah, overall, I am really excited. I think the reprints that they picked in particular were really solid reprints. And one thing I'm also really excited about, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm excited about certain cards being printed for the first time in foil in this specific art style, which I'll talk about when I get there, because it's actually one of the later cards that I'm talking about. So overall, I think the set is really cool. I like the mix of reprints, but I also like the addition of new cards. And I think also too, the set's definitely focused on legends, in the name, which I think is really cool, to give us a chance to build new commander decks, which I think is really cool. So without further ado, let's just hop into basically cards that I'm really excited for. Starting with Akroma. And I have to be completely honest with you guys. I feel there's whenever there's angels that get reprinted, I'm extremely picky when it comes to angels. Whenever tribal cards come out, I'm always oh, but is that good enough to put in my deck? Anyone else just get very you're very picky about the cards that you put in your commander deck. But she definitely is going in there. I wish she had the extended border, but it's just a me thing. Okay, so she is 7 mana for a 6/6 with flying, first strike, vigilance, and trample, which is great. Akroma's just kind of keyword soup a lot of times, which is I feel what Akroma is just kind of known for, which is really cool. The beginning of each combat, I just realized it's each combat, so it's not even just your own combat, it's everyone's combat. That's hilarious. Until end of turn, each creature you control gets +1/+1 if it is flying, which all my angels do. +1/+1 if it has first strike, +1/+1 if it is first strike. Wow, that's a tongue twister. And so on for double strike, that's a haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, protection, reach, trample, vigilance, and partner. Wow, that was so many things. This is really cool. I think in a soup deck, she's just super dumb. And you could run her as your commander too, which is just really good. I feel she definitely opens the gate up for people running soup with her as a commander. But basically, if you don't know what soup is, just all the keywords basically. But anyways, so yeah, she's super good. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna be getting the full maximization of all of her abilities. I don't necessarily have every creature in there has these things, but I still think for that regardless, I think just giving them that extra +1/+1, and it is until each combat, which I just think is really cool. So yeah, she's awesome. Definitely want to pick her up in foil. Y'all know the name of the game is foils with me. Okay, not going to talk that much about, but Vampiric Tutor. Yeah, I'm really excited to see this as a reprint. Tutors have been just known, like a card like this has just always just been like really expensive. So I feel like to get the chance to see this card being reprinted, and because it's just so expensive, it's just really, really exciting. So I'm very hyped to see this card getting a reprint. I like tutors, and I'm really happy if we opened up at least one of these in our box. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and open up two, like we did with, what was the tutor in? Gosh, I don't even remember what that set was that we opened up. I don't even remember, but there was the 3-mana tutor that was like, that we opened. I don't remember what it's called, but we got that tutor and we got 2 of them, which was really cool. So maybe. Cool. The next card, this one I'm kind of like unsure about, so I was actually just kind of like curious to hear y'all's opinions, is Court of Bounty. Actually, no, I kind of know my opinions about this. This card's great. Definitely want to run this card in Omnath. I definitely could foresee you running this in multiple other things. Like, I think if you have a green deck, like green stomp deck, like I think this is just going to be like an auto include. Like, I think this card is just super good. The thing that I'd say is holding me back, and you guys kind of know how I feel about this, enchantments just are, I'm so weird about enchantments. Like, it has to be like just amazing for me to run it. And I feel like, I mean, yeah, I guess this card like is probably, I feel like there's some people who are like, this card is like absolutely busted. I don't know. I feel like I feel like I'm going to play this card and it's just going to immediately get destroyed, which is fine. Like, I get it. But I honestly, the main thing I actually want about this card is not the creature. It's actually just the land. So that's actually, I think, why I'm a little bit hesitant about putting this in Omnath. So I'm just curious to hear y'all's opinions if you think that that's valuable. I just really like to know your feedback. But yeah, I think if you're running Green Stomp, this is like a great card. I would definitely recommend this card. It's super good. I think this card would definitely be a couple bucks. Not going to talk that much about, but Victimize. I'm excited to see this card. I really like this card. I honestly think this card is very underutilized in Commander, at least that I've seen in my play group. This card's just stupid. You sack something, you can sack just like a 1/1, and then you just get like 2 of your big dumb things back. Like, I don't know why people don't run this card more. It's 3 mana. Yeah, they enter the battlefield tapped, but whatever. Really excited about the extended border. Definitely want to pick this card up. I think I run this card, honestly, in like 3 of my Commander decks. Like, I love this card. I don't feel like I hype it up enough, but this is a great Commander card. Just a great way to like get rid of something. It's also really great too if you have like something that says like when this creature dies, you sack it with this and you bring back your 2 big things. Oh, I love it. I think I run this in Teysa and Tassiger. I feel like I run it in something else too, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe Mugus as well. Cool. The next card is 3 Visits, and this is just a cute card. Like, there's really not a whole lot to say. I like the fact that it says Forest, so you're not bound to getting a basic with this, which I really like. So I want to put this in Omnath. You get to put it on the battlefield. It doesn't enter the battlefield tapped for 2 mana. Like, overall, I think this is just a really great card, like a little bit better than Rampant Growth. I feel like if I'm remembering correctly, isn't this just Rampant Growth but better? Yeah, this is just Rampant Growth but better. Cause yeah, it's not Forest. This is cause it's not basic. This is great. I think this card's definitely going to be utilized. I actually really like how this card is the extended border as well, so I'll definitely want to be getting that. So yeah. This is a card that I actually really would love to know y'all's opinions on, because I can't decide if this card is like bad or not. And that is Eyeblight Cullers. Here's my thought process behind this card. So when I first saw this, I thought, okay, it's 5 mana for a 3/3, but you don't care about that. Like, that's not really what matters. It dies and you get 3 tokens, which is pretty decent. For 5 mana to get 6 power, like, that's pretty good. But my thought process behind this card was running it in Teysa, and so if it dies, I get 6 1/1s. But then I'm like 5 mana for 6 1/1s, and then I also get a 3/3 in the meantime. That actually seems pretty good. I'm just kind of like, I feel like if this card was like 4 mana for a 2/2, and then you made like 2 tokens, I feel like I'd run that. But I don't know, just something about 5 mana. I'm so weird about 5 mana spells. Does that make sense? I feel like none of you understand what I'm saying right now, so I'm just gonna stop talking about that. But like, I can't decide how I feel about this card. I'd be really curious to see what you guys think. I might just get it and play around with it because this is like a common, so it's going to be like, we'll probably open like 7 in our box. And I could just throw it in and see if it works, but yeah. Speaking of Teysa got a new toy, which I'm really excited about this card, which is Thalisse. Did I say that right? No idea. Reverent Medium. I don't know. I feel like people who know lore probably know how to pronounce names, but I'm not one of those people, and I don't know how to pronounce names. So she's super cool. You know, like, I like it. She's, like, a legendary, so she can definitely be a commander, but I'm going to run her in Teysa. At the beginning of the event step, you create X tokens, where X is the number of tokens you created this turn. Like, this is just awesome. Like, this is just a great card. Like, this is every token lover's dream. Like, you just want to run a card. Like, you want a card like this reprinted, or a card like this printed. So I think this card is super sweet. I think she's going to be a super great commander, and I'm really excited about her for myself. Teysa got a new toy. I feel like Teysa's been needing a lot of cards like these, so I'm really excited to see this as a reprint. It's not a reprint. It's a new card, Tracy. Get your life together. Okay. Done talking about creatures and stuff. Let's hop over to talking about artifacts, and I think there's one land that I'm talking about, I think. Okay. First artifact is Rings of Brighthearth, and this is a great card. This is, like, to me, like, such a good reprint. Like, this is one of those cards that I'm like, yes, that's a reprint that people want. Very, very, very excited about this. You know, I want this card for Riku, and I think this card would just be so incredibly strong in that deck, because you activate Riku, copy something, and then you can Rings of Brighthearth copy it again, which makes us so incredibly strong. So definitely want to get this. Would just love to see this in our box, and I feel like the price on this is just gonna drop, which is super exciting. So love this card. Okay, like, Jeweled Lotus, like, I feel like Wizards just keeps trying to, like, up themselves with all, like, these dumb cards like this, and is like, hey, we know you can't have Black Lotus, but you know what you can have? Jeweled Lotus. Like, I feel like I feel like that's what they're doing. This card's cool. I mean, it's 0 mana. You do sack it, but I envision this just being played in just so many different things. You have 3 mana of any color you pull. You can only use it to cast your commander, but I just feel like this is gonna help so many things. This is one of those cards that I saw and I was immediately like, I want this, but I have to figure out, like, how many. Like, how many do I need? I think I definitely want to put this card in Angels. I could definitely foresee this card working in there, but Angels is getting really tight. And if I'm getting Akroma for this deck, this is, like, 2 new cards, which might not sound like a lot, but when your deck list is tight, like, you know what I mean. It's just like, there's just no room. Like, it was like, what do you take out, you know? So yeah, this card's cool. I like it. Cool. This is one of the cards that I was talking about that it's, like, first time seen in foil, as far as I know, which is Thought Vessel. I love this card. I'm so hyped about this. Like, when I saw this card, I was like, yes, this card is great. I run this card, like, I think I have just, like, 6 of these, maybe more. To be honest, I run this card in, like, everything. I love it. You got no maximum hand size, and it adds colors to your pool. It doesn't enter the battlefield tapped. This card's great. Love it. Not a whole lot to say. Cool. Very similarly, in, like, the same vein, is Arcane Signet. Yes, love this card. I have a couple of these. My other thought process behind this getting reprinted, I thought was really exciting, was this is the first time, again, it's been printed in foil, which is very cool. The border on this, they should have done the border on this. Come on. I just want all the cool borders on my cards, okay? One day, I feel like they're just going to be a border card for everything. It's going to be great. Okay. I am so incredibly excited to see the diamond cards getting a reprint. I was beyond excited when I saw this being reprinted, because I'm like, these cards are awesome. Like, come on. EDH staple. I love this art so much. I believe these are all done by Lindsay Look, and I love the art of these. They're so great. I also love the 7th edition ones, but, like, 7th edition foils are, like, dumb expensive. I feel like the 7th edition on these, like, one of them is, like, $400 or something, which is ridiculous. So, very excited to see these. The art's super pretty. This was a great decision to have reprinted. I need all of these, at least a playset of these. No, sorry. Rewind. I need, like, a set of these. Like, I need at least one of each, basically, for my deck. So, great card. Great cards, I should say, plural, because there's multiple. So great. We're almost done. Command Tower. Yeah. This was great. I mean, again, this was just, like, yes. Thank you for giving us Command Tower. Like, I don't really know how much I can really say here, but I'm excited to see this card. The full border is cool. This is actually a common in the set, which is really awesome. So you're just going to be grabbing, like, a ton of these. This is just such a great, like, user-friendly set. Like, I don't know, it just feels like it's very good for, like, beginners, so I'm a huge fan. In a similar vein, Swiftfoot Boots, yeah, not a whole lot to say here. Excited about this reprint. and the full extended border. Kind of wish that this card did get new art. I feel like this card's kind of like due for new art. You know, sometimes you're just like, I feel like this happens a lot to commander cards where it's just like, sometimes we just like don't get new art for stuff, but I am excited about this card. I run this in like a lot of things, so I'm definitely going to be picking up a lot of those in foil, y'all know. And the last card, which I'm excited about, is Soul Ring, and it was so funny. Before this got spoiled, I was actually just talking to Paul and I was saying, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I was talking to him and I was like, you know what I really want? I was like, I want this art Soul Ring in foil. Like, I really like this art a lot. And, because, you know, there's, like, a couple of different cards. Like, there's a couple of different arts of this, but this one's just been my favorite. And I was like, I really want to see this card in foil. And I honestly didn't think that we would, or it would have been a really long time for it. So, again, correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure this is, like, the first time we can get this art in particular in foil. Because I'm not a huge fan of the, I don't know what it is, but it's, like, the GP art or whatever. Just not a huge fan of the color scheme in this. I love the purple and stuff. I don't know. I'm just very excited to see this, like, you know, the goal would be to open up like at least 10 of these, but it's not gonna happen. But we'll see the price on these, you know. Hopefully they won't be too bad, because I definitely will be picking up a lot of them if they're not that bad. So that is everything to chat about with Commander Legends. I really like to hear what cards you guys are excited about, and let me know if there's any cards that I mentioned that you are also excited about. Yeah, I think that's everything that I have to say in this video. It's kind of just chill. We're just talking about Commander, like that's what we do here on this channel. So that's everything for me. If you like this video, oh gosh, what is this? Like it if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. So, I was in the process of editing this video, and I realized that I forgot to talk about a card, and normally it would have been like, oh, whatever, but I realized this card's way too important for me to not talk about, so, Preordain. Okay, Preordain and I have a little backstory. Basically, just in case you're new here, maybe you don't know, my number one deck to foil and prioritize is Tasigur. I have about under 20 cards at this point to be left foiled in the deck, which is very exciting. One of those cards is Preordain. However, prior to this getting a reprint in Commander Legends, I believe, and you know what, guess what we have open right now? Our Lord and Savior TCG player. Hashtag shameless self-promo. There's a link in the description if you want to use it. I get something. I'm an affiliate from TCG, which is really cool. Okay, basically, this card has only ever been printed a hot total of one time prior to this, which has been M11. This card's gotten reprinted before, but it's never been in foil before. And again, if you know me, I love foils, and so I was like really bummed because I wanted this card in foil. But it was before, prior to getting reprinted again, was like $70 in foil, which is ridiculous. So I was like, you know what? One day this card's gonna get reprinted and guess what? The regular one is $10. Let's see how much the extended art is. There's no current price on the extended art Preordain. Regardless, I'm very hyped that this card got a reprint. This was just a smart reprint. Like, I looked at this and I was like, yes. This was one of those cards, like, I feel like I'm just getting so many nice toys for Tasigur. It's great. Like, I got Baleful Strix, like, in the beginning of the summer. Like, this has just been a grand time. I like it. Keep printing foils for Tasigur. Thank you, Wizards. Okay, that's the end of the video. Thanks, guys. Bye.